All right, hello everyone. Hello. Welcome back. Today's video is going to be about how to progress your atlas. I've been getting many questions on how to progress your atlas, how to get your watchstones and stuff like that. So I figured I would make a video. If you already know how to get your atlas up and running, if you're already in red maps or, you have Awakener level 6 or 8 or whatever, feel free to skip ahead on this video. This is, kind of made for newer players who are having trouble or getting very frustrated with this Atlas mechanic. So let's just get right into it. First of all, when you first get, after the story, you get some maps. You have to do a little quest line, talking to Kirek. You're running around. You do a lot of stuff. Just make sure you go to UI and enable quest tracking. Right now, the Awakener of the Worlds, mine is explore the Atlas and defeat the Elder Slayers. You'll probably have something like talk to Kirek, go to the Templar laboratory. You'll be walking around this Oriath zone. First, you'll go up here to this red zone. You'll talk to Kirek. You'll find a key or something. Then you'll come down here and then over to this zone. And finally, you'll unlock your map device. You can slot that right in your hideout. So you should have a few maps at this point. They'll probably be, the tier 1s here. Jungle Valley, Wharf, Beach, and Pier. You just go ahead and do any of those maps. It doesn't matter really too much which ones you decide to do. You just should do, all of them anyway. You want to make sure you get this bonus here. You see I have it checked. Kill boss of magic or higher version. So, all your white maps need to be magic or higher, which is just using one of these transmute orbs on them. Because when you get the bonus, it's a chance for maps to drop at an even higher tier, which is very nice. So you have the tier 1 maps. You've done all your tier 1 maps. Go ahead, do whatever tier 2s you have, and make sure you check Zana too. If you go to, once you find her, of course. You won't have her right away. But once you find her, you go here and look at this. She's selling a bunch of maps for chance orbs, which is very nice, This is how we progress our atlas very quickly at the start. You check her every once in a while, and she'll have a new set of maps for you to buy with chance orbs, which is very nice. So you just go ahead, do whatever maps you haven't done yet. Make sure you're doing the magic, and instead of being grayed out like this one is, I have not done this yet, I should. They'll have this circle here, and then they'll be filled in. So you just go out, you branch out, and eventually you'll get to tier 3 maps. Now, when you do the tier 3 map and kill the boss, you're going to get a little portal that will spawn. Inside that portal is going to be Zana. And you'll get a citadel. Now, you have to do that doing a tier 3 in each zone, because each zone gets its own little citadel. So each of these little quadrants, divided off by this yellow rope kind of thing, they're each going to have a citadel, and you have to do at least a tier 3 in each map to get the citadel. Now, once you work your way out from these first 4 little zones here, you can see the zones Tyrann's End, Glennock, Valdo, and Lex Proxima. You're going to hit these corners. Now, when you hit these corners, this is where the Conquerors can spawn for the first time. So, Haywork Hamlet. You see down here, I have a Conqueror influence, New Vastir. So, a Conqueror is starting to take over here. Now, and these are for each of the corners. So, Lyra and Lexajoris up here too. Now, for, let's say, I progressed all through these first 4 zones. I get to this zone, I have my citadel, and now there's a Conqueror influence here, right? It's like this yellow color. It'll be a blue, red, or green color. So now I have to do 3 different maps within New Vastir. If you're just starting out, I have to do 3 different maps in New Vastir to get the Conqueror to spawn, all of those extra little minions and stuff in the map. Now, after you do your 3 different maps in this zone, there should be an exclamation point above Kirek here. So this guy should have like a little orange exclamation point. So you go and talk to him, and he'll open your atlas and he'll say, hey, one of the conquerors have taken over this citadel. And then you go to Zana, and she's like, hey, I'll help you out, and I'll open a portal to the map that the conqueror is hiding in. And so you'll talk to her. It'll be like open or travel to Citadel or travel to whatever. So you'll go ahead and click that, and she'll open 6 portals. It's like a free map to whatever map the conqueror is hiding in here, and it'll be one of these. Now, once you beat the map boss in whatever Zana opened, you will go ahead and actually fight the conqueror. So this one is going to be, New Vastir. So I'll go in there, I'll fight him. It's Drox the Warlord. So I'll go through the map, kill everything, get to the map boss, kill the map boss, and after you kill the map boss in whatever Zana opens, a portal to Drox will appear. You'll go through the portal and kill Drox in his own little zone. It's like a little mini boss fight. And then after you kill Drox, you're going to get a drop called a watchstone. So I have a bunch of these because I've progressed, through my atlas a bunch. But I would recommend once you get your first watchstone. So let's say New Vastir was the first zone I got. It's the first watchstone. You'll want to just socket that right in there. And look at this. All of the maps, get upgraded to yellow tier. So Cage was a tier 3 map. Now it's Cage's tier 7. All of these have been upgraded, and then there's probably a map that was, unlocked in there as well that wasn't there before. And so, yeah, it would be Courthouse, I believe. Yeah. So it upgrades all of the map tiers, and then watch, we'll get Courthouse to be able to drop as well, right down here. Now, so this is how you can get yellow map drops. If you don't have Watchstone socketed anywhere, you won't get any yellow map drops at all. All of my maps here are white because I don't have any sockets anywhere. I have red maps here. When I do these red maps, I will never, ever, ever get a red map drop because there are no red maps unlocked on my atlas. They're all white maps. I have to socket my watchstones to get those drops. So if I want to get yellow drops, I want to start getting yellow drops in New Vastir, I'm going to have to put my watchstone here. And so now when you go to the other corners, let's say I want to do Lyra, I got the watchstone in New Vastir. Now you go over to Lyra and you do the influence here. You get the influence after some maps. You do 3 different maps in Lyra, and then you go talk to Kirik. He'll tell you the Conqueror's hiding somewhere. Zana will open a portal to whichever map in Lyra the Conqueror is hiding in. You go through whatever zone Zana opened up for you, kill the map boss, kill the Conqueror, and the Conqueror will drop another watchstone. And so you just go ahead and socket that watchstone. I like to socket it right where I've killed them because this is where I'm going to be wanting to get upgrades. For these 4 corners, you don't want to socket it in one that you have to do next because when you hover over, let's say you hover over this one, for me it says number of socketed watchstones 4 required to spawn Conquer. It most likely will just say 0 because you don't need any watchstones yet. You get free, no watchstones required for these first 4 corners. But just like Lyra, you do the same thing up here in Lexijoris and then in Haywark Hamlet. And so let's say I did that in Haywark Hamlet. So there we go. Now I have watchstones in these 4 corners, and I can start getting yellow map drops. Now, to get the yellow map drops are an upgrade of +1 off of most mobs through the map, and you can get +2 off the map boss. So if I'm doing a tier 2 map, the highest I can get off of a map boss is going to be a tier 4 map. Where would a tier 4 map be? Here. So sure, I can't get tier 7s from doing tier 2s. The highest I would be able to get from normal monsters is a tier 3 upgrade or tier 4 when I kill the map boss. Now, how you start getting these yellow maps is you can either buy them off of Zana, or you want to be doing the tier 5s that you have in these zones. So you want to try to do your tier 5s. You have to get the +1 upgrades, but that's why we suck at these early, so we can start getting these map drops very early. But so you do your watchstones, you get a watchstone in each of these zones. Now you can start clearing these inner zones, and when you hover over them, now it will most likely say number of watchstones required 1 to spawn conqueror. Now this is where you can start shuffling your watchstones around. And the key thing with these watchstones is that you want to be able to always get map drops higher and lower than the watchstones you're at. So let's say that I've killed all of these conquerors here. I keep progressing. I keep watching my quest line here. The quest line is very helpful. It'll tell you exactly what to do. If you ever need to talk to Kirak, it'll tell you to talk to him. If you need to open a Citadel map, through Zana, it'll tell you to do that. Always keep an eye on your quest line. But let's say I've done all of these. I have watchstones, at least 1 in each region. Before, you get 1 in each region, and you're starting to do yellow maps, you really want to try to have 2 in at least 1 region, so that now when you're doing these required watchstones 1 required to spawn a conqueror. So let's say now I have some yellow maps. I'm doing 6s, 7s, 5s. I want to have a watchstone or a citadel that has 2 watchstones, because remember, if I'm doing a 6, if I'm doing a 7, I want to be able to get a tier 9 map off of the boss. If I don't have 2 watchstones anywhere, I'll never be able to get, a +2 on this tier 7. I'll just never get that map drop. It will have dropped, but you don't have it unlocked on the Atlas, so you just don't get the map drop. It doesn't downgrade, you just don't get the map drop. So you always want to have a zone that's +1, whatever you're doing. So, if yours is number of watchstones 1 required to spawn conqueror, you want to have at least 1 area on your Atlas have 2 watchstones, so you can start getting ahead of map drops, right? So you don't have to sit here and clear a bunch of maps later to get these. You're getting them while you're clearing all of your 1 watchstone conquerors. So once you start, clearing out all your 1 watchstone places, you don't want all of your places to be 2 watchstones. You want to have 1 at least that has 3. And you'll also want to have 1 that has 1 watchstone, so you can get those map drops, and even 1 place that has 0. So you can still get those. The zeros aren't too important, just if you need those map drops. But, if you're doing number of watchstones 2 required, you want to have some places that have 2 watchstones wherever you want those map drops. And you want to have at least 1 place 3. Now, you don't do, these maps with the 3 watchstones until, you're forced to. You always want to try to find whichever number of watchstones is the lowest required. So, you do all your 1s first, you do all your 2 watchstone places. You always have to kind of just think ahead of where your watchstones need to go so that you can get map drops. If I haven't gotten any watchstones from Lex Proxima yet, I'll have, some watchstones here, and I'll maybe take some watchstones out of other areas so that the only yellow map drops I get are for Lex Proxima, because I want to fill out, the watchstones I get from here. But this is how you generally, do your Atlas. It takes a little thinking ahead. You have to be kind of thinking of what maps you want to get next. You have to just kind of think ahead of what map drops you want, which zones you need to get map drops from. So right now, I need 4 watchstones in Lyra Arathian. So I might just put, my 4 watchstones here and no place else, because this is the place where I want map drops from, right? Maybe I don't have any Lyra Arathian map drops in my my stash right now. If this is the only place with 4 watchstones and I do these high maps, this is the only place that's going to drop maps. This is the only place that's going to drop these red maps. So that's pretty helpful. You can kind of target certain zones and make sure that they're dropping maps for you. But anyway, I hope this helps out. I get a lot of questions in my stream about how to progress the Atlas, so hopefully this video kind of helps out a lot of people. I didn't want it to be too long, but if you do still have any questions at the end, go ahead and hit me up. I'll be streaming, just come in and I'll try to help you. I know this is very, very frustrating for some people, but this should help you out. And once you get it, you kind of understand it. It just takes a lot, with the watchstones, the conquerors, citadels, all this stuff. It's a lot of extra kind of BS on top of the game. But hey, it's still a little fun. And once you've figured it out, you've kind of got it for the rest of the game. But anyway, thanks for watching. Thanks for subbing. Goodbye. Peace out.